vast gravel banks, streams of emerald green water, the Vjosa River is one of Albania's natural jewels, as well as Rock Rosman's favorite playground. But today, the former Olympic rower isn't here for fun. He's out on a mission, saving the Balkan rivers.
Today is day one of a 31-day-long journey called Balkan Rivers Tour 3. We're happy to have a nice, cool crew on the river. At risk is everything you see here. If they build a dam down in Kalivac, this will be under 40 meters of water.
From the Greek-Albanian border to the Adriatic Sea, the Vjosa River flows freely for 270 kilometers. It's one of Europe's last wild rivers, a status the Vjosa may not hold for much longer. 8 major hydropower plants are set to block its pristine waters, while 540 dams are planned across the country, a fraction of the nearly 3,000 hydropower projects in the Balkan Peninsula. Albanian leaders say they need this energy to grow.
These projects will bring to our economy more revenues, more jobs, other public goods in the surroundings like water supply, like bridges, like streets, like schools, kindergartens, which are always part of these contracts, and sustainability in terms of energy supply. So nothing is against the environment.
Saimir Bekere begs to differ. As a hydrobiologist at the University of Tirana, he has studied the Vjosa for 15 years. He's now working against the clock to show that the river is a treasure trove of biodiversity. Only a year ago, scientists discovered a new, unidentified species.
The whole scientific community is worried about the projected dams in Vjosa. When a free-flowing river like Vjosa is dammed, is obstructed by artificial barriers, the whole water regime will change, the sedimentation regime will change, the physical and chemical parameters of water will change, and all these changes would immediately affect the river animals and plants.
Hydropower is considered a renewable source of energy, like solar or wind power, but that doesn't mean it's clean. Dams around the world are thought to generate 1 billion tons of greenhouse gas emissions each year. Rotting vegetation found inside reservoirs release the gases, mostly methane and CO2. Estimates say hydropower plants represent 1.3% of global emissions. Back in the river, Rock Rosman has completed the first leg of his trip. Waiting by the riverbank, a cheerful crowd welcomes the activist. Among them, inhabitants from the town of Kuta. Located on the river's shoreline, their village could one day disappear, flooded by a massive dam reservoir.
The first village right next to the dam, that's where I live. It's a disaster. Entire villages, fields, the economy will be destroyed. It's a complete disaster. We are here to fight until we die.
In this valley, where locals live off olives and wheat farming, 2,000 hectares of land would be covered in water. But the village of Kuta is not backing down, supported by its mayor, who's come to rally the troops.
One day we saw an engineer and we asked, "Who are you?" He told us he was the lead engineer and that he was supervising a study on a hydropower plant in Pochem. We were curious, so we asked him about the size of the plant. He said 75 meters high, to be precise. We told him we didn't see the point of building a dam here. It'll soon look like the sea here.
They've planned to build a dam that's 75 meters tall, but in reality, it's not going to be 75 meters, or 50, or 20, not even 1 meter. Let me tell you, this dam is not going to come anywhere near this valley.
After more than 40 years under Enver Hoxha's communist dictatorship, Albania is slowly transitioning into a democracy. Even so, the mayor of Kuta and its 30 inhabitants have taken their battle to court.
This is not a battle. We're not at war. It's not a power struggle with the government. If it were, the government is a lot more powerful than us. But I think that if there is such a thing as justice, it's on our side, the citizens' side.
Today, all of Albania's electricity comes from hydropower plants. For those against it, there are other alternatives for development.
When it comes to hydro, Albania is 100 depending on hydropower, but this scheme doesn't work because there is no security out of this. No matter if we have one hydropower or 500 as they are planned, in the dry period or in the dry season, all the reservoirs will be empty because there will be no water in them. And we will definitely need, or there will be need to import again the energy.
So far, lawsuits have blocked the construction of several dams. Environmental activists are now calling for the Vjosa Valley to be turned into a national park, hoping to set a precedent in the Balkans and save what's left of Europe's Blue Heart.